Colorado Springs, the untold story of General William Jackson Palmer, the founder of this beautiful city. Colorado Springs, a city of wealth, natural beauty, and intricate designing. But how did this great city come to be the home of thousands of citizens? You see, Colorado Springs wasn't always like we see it today. When I first arrived, it was nothing but endless fields, dirt, and mountainsides. But with hard work and determination, I came to prove that anything is possible. The year was 1867, and I first arrived on the Great Plains of Colorado Springs. There wasn't much inhabitants, except a few Native Americans who were already settled on these great lands. As my boat hit the fertile plains of Colorado Springs, I knew instantly why I had been driven to these lands. I was instantly aroused by the natural scenery of this place, and took this opportunity to create a railroad system in town just outside of the Colorado Rockies. My dream came true just several years later when many Western pioneers flooded the town in search of gold, and the Denver and Rio Grande Railroad was in business. Things were going perfect. Of course, I didn't do all of the hardship in creating the springs by myself. I was lucky enough to be beside one of the greatest men alive, Henry McAllister. He stood by my side in the creation of the springs, and I owe my life findings to this great man. Of course, there was no need to try to draw on settlers. The rumor of gold hidden in the high mountain tops and the breathtaking beauty of the springs was just enough to draw in thousands of Western pioneers every day. Garden of the Gods and Pikes Peak being one of the most popular sites. In fact, day after day I'd often take trips hiking up these beautiful plains and trails. But perhaps during all this, I'm most thankful for my beloved wife, Queen Mary Palmer, and my two daughters. However, it seemed as if my good luck was starting to take a bad toll. Of course, the railroad still had much improvements that needed to be done. She had to leave me as she went off to England with both of my daughters after her diagnosis showed severe heart problems. But even to this day, even though I wasn't around to see the full development of the springs, I'm still a proud owner to call the Colorado Springs Hotel and the Antlers Hotel my own, the very first hotels ever created in Colorado Springs. As I remember all the challenges I faced, these historical markings will always keep my story running in the hearts of all Colorado inhabitants. However, most settlers nowadays were only coming in search for gold. But now these stories weren't just rumors. Just years into the development of the springs, a man named Irving Calvert struck gold and donated a large fortune of his inheritance to the Colorado Springs. His findings drew in more Western pioneers than ever seen before. By now, my city that I built from the ground up was at its peak and crowded for days straight with miners trying to find the right mountain to find gold. One of the most popular gold mining towns in the Springs is none other than the world-famous Cripple Creek, where pioneers would dream of digging up pounds and pounds of gold every day. These years were known as the Colorado Gold Rush. Even though I was the one and only true finder of the Denver and Rio Grande Railroad, I was still forced out of my company, given no credit, and forced to find other work after being run out of the company by rivals. Sadly, after a devastating horseback riding accident, he was paralyzed and passed away in March of 1909. However, with the dream of General William Jackson Palmer, he created thousands of miles of the finest city in the West.